So now that we've talked about patching some scrollers into our show, let's take that a step further and talk about patching in LEDs. Hit the browser key. Navigate to the Import Template wizard. First thing we need to do is tell the console exactly what kind of fixtures we're going to be working with. Hit Modify, and our Import Template wizard comes up. Within our Import Template wizard, we have two different options of places you can import from: the Standard Library and the Extended Library. The Extended Library contains more fixtures and also more recently released fixtures. So if you're not finding the fixture you're looking for in the Standard Library, make sure to take a look in the Extended Library. For right now, we're going to stay within the Standard Library. We'll go down to Manufacturers by arrowing down, hit Modify to access the manufacturer list. I'm going to hit G on my keyboard and take me right to Generic, hit Modify, and then within Device, select an RGB. Come down to Execute, hit Modify again, and this adds RGB to our list of imported templates. Hit Escape, and just like when patching scrollers, we're going to go down to the Patch wizard. Hit Modify again. Within our Patch wizard, we'll arrow to the right to get into Patch Device, but this time, instead of patching a scroller, we'll hit Modify and select RGB. Come down to the number of devices. My rig has 17 of these, and the starting channel is 36. If I come down to DMX address, I know I want them to start at 101, because that's where they're addressed. Universe can stay as 1, and we'll keep them addressed next to each other so we don't need to add an offset. We're not replacing any existing dimmers, so it doesn't matter if we leave this checked or not. And since they're an LED fixture, not a scroller, we can ignore the scroll rule. Down to Execute, hit Modify. It's going to tell us that 17 devices have been patched. Hit OK, and Escape to clear out of the Patch wizard. If I take a look at my live screen, I can see that 36 through 52 have now been patched as RGB LEDs. Notice the little white dot next to 36. This is a color representation of that fixture, but we'll talk more about that later. To patch a moving light, we're going to hit Browser again, go back to our Import Template wizard, hit Modify, stay in our Standard Library, go to Manufacturer, and scroll down, in this case, to Martin. Instead of hitting arrow down all the way to get to M, I'm just going to hit M on my keyboard, jump right to the first M, which happens to be Martin, Modify. Inside of Device, I'll scroll down and find exactly what I want. In this case, it's the Mac 2000 profile, right there. Hit Modify again, arrow down to Execute, and notice that on our imported templates, we've now added the Mac 2K profile right after the RGB LED we added last time. If we hit Escape to get out of the wizard, go to the Patch wizard, arrow right to Patch Device. We're going to go through the exact same process we did before. Arrow down to the Mac 2K profile. This time we're only going to patch 4 of them, and we'll start them at 91. Their DMX starts at 127, but it's also on Universe 2. So I need to make sure that I've set my universe and my address to represent exactly what's going on in my rig. Navigate down to Execute, and I have now patched 4 devices. Hit Modify, and then hit Escape to get out of the wizard. Taking a look at my live screen, notice that 91 has my Mac 2K profiles in there now. At this point, I've done quite a bit of work here, so I want to make sure I save my show. Hit Browser, arrow up to Files, and hit Save. Modify, and modify again. You'll get the message down at the bottom that says Play Saved to know that you've saved your show. If I want to do a quick save, push and hold C-Alt, hit Update. It's going to ask me to confirm. Go ahead and just hit Modify, and it'll save the show. The Congo has an extensive fixture library, but every once in a while, you'll have to make your own. To do this, navigate down to Patching, go to Settings and Tools, and down to Templates. If you hit Modify here, it's going to bring up the list of the currently imported templates. To make a new one, all we have to do is say Insert. It's going to create a new template for us. We can come over to the text field, hit Modify, and say Custom Fixture. You can label it whatever you want. Then navigate over to the Parameters column, hit Modify again, and this part of the template editor allows us to insert whatever parameters we need. All you have to do is hit Insert and build as many parameters as you think you'll need in the fixture. Arrow to the particular parameter, hit Modify, and there's a full list here. It's very fast to just hit the first letter of the parameter you want. So in this case, I want intensity, so I'll hit I, hit Intensity, and hit Modify. Come over to the DMX column and select which particular DMX address of that fixture you're going to be using. In this case, I'll just say 14, and hit Modify again. Continue to do this throughout the rest of your parameters, and when you're done, just hit Escape. If we want to modify an existing template, we go to the template field here, navigate down to whatever particular fixture we want to edit, hit Modify, and we can see the full list of parameters and their attributes listed right here. Go through here with your arrow keys, make any changes you'd like, and hit Escape when you're done.